Hello, friends, and happy early Halloween. We're just a day off from Halloween, and yeah. Today's spooky spaghetti story is going to be a little different. It's going to be a lot shorter than my normal content, but that's because it's a teaser. This is less of a story and more of this is coming down the road soon. So, this story is by Mr. Murdock, an author whom I adore, the author of my Valentine special from this year and Diary of a Drifter, which is coming in the near future as well. More of that. However, he had an idea and he wanted to get it on paper and asked me if I would record the teaser for it. So, I figured why not make it the day before Halloween, the teaser for the story. That all said, my friends, today's teaser is The Disappearance of Zoe Wells, which is a working title, by N. Murdock. The lonely dirt road out of Chance, West Virginia, tore through the night like a bullet through the brain of a despondent man after a fifth of Jack Daniels No. 7. In spite of its oppressive aura, Zoe Wells couldn't have been more relieved to be on that road, putting as much distance between her and that eerie little town. The speedometer read 80 miles per hour, but 200 wouldn't have been fast enough for her taste. Not after the things that she'd seen. There was something profoundly wrong with the isolated hamlet buried deep in the woods of Appalachia. A horror or vileness so inherent in the area that it seemed to seep from the very soil. The air around her was humid, thick with the unending cries of cicadas on the trees. The sound sent a chill down her spine, icy talons caressing her skin. Her rusty Volkswagen kicked up dense clouds of debris from the dirt road, as if driving in this black fucking forest wasn't hard enough. Zoe flicked on her high-beam headlights, expanding her field of vision from 6 to a measly 10 feet in front of her. She groaned. Her brother Zach told her last week that she needed to change the bulbs. She could see him now saying, "I told you so." Zoe's eyes began to play tricks on her. Out of fear or stress, she couldn't tell. The road eclipsed on both sides by the dense forest. It began to outstretch. A wave of vertigo overtook the 18-year-old, leaving her lightheaded. The contents of her stomach began to churn. Like a slowly crumbling dam, it would only be a matter of time before all hell broke loose. The cries of the insects in the trees had grown, as if in tandem with her dizziness. The once dull roar, now a maelstrom of deafening buzzing and chittering. The car had accelerated from 80 to 87 miles per hour, and was still on the rise. All of Zoe's focus was on keeping her guts from opening the floodgates. She could already taste the double cheeseburger she'd had that afternoon crawling its way up to say hello. Forcing her eyes shut, she tried to suck in a deep breath. Just keep it together until you get home. You can puke all you want once you're away from that fucking town. She opened her eyes and felt that something was decidedly off. But what? Her tension hung in the air. She felt as if every inch of her body were electrically charged. Her skin, clammy, with the pangs of anxiety, stretched tight against her bones. It was as if the darkness surrounding her had grown, intensified. Finally, she noticed. The lights from her dashboard had completely vanished. The speedometer, odometer, and gas gauge, which had previously bathed her in a soft green light, had disappeared entirely. Fumbling in the passenger seat for her purse, Zoe pulled out her cell phone. After 3 failed attempts to unlock the home screen, she managed to hold her finger steady enough for her print to register. Turning on the phone's flashlight, she aimed it at the blackened dash. To her horror, the entire surface was covered with dozens of fat, glassy black cicadas crawling over each other like a wave of plague-stricken rats. Zoe cried out in shock, dropping her phone. The reaction must have startled the bugs. They took flight at once, swarming the cramped space of the car, buzzing and hissing wildly as they collided with Zoe as well as each other. The swarm of insects began to grow frantic, aggressive. Zoe tried in vain to swat the things away and keep them clear of her eyes. She rolled the window down, its motor moving painfully slow. Maybe it was due to the bugs, or her speed. It might have been her poorly powered headlights, or some unfortunate combination of the three. But Zoe didn't see the deer wander into the road in front of her. Not until it was too late. She forced both feet down on the brake pedal right as her car collided with the animal. It rolled up her hood and smashed through the windshield, raining shards of glass across the interior. The car veered off the road at a harsh angle and connected firmly with a massive tree. The impact sent Zoe's head hard into the steering wheel, splitting the skin, breaking her nose, and leaving her unconscious. Minutes passed, or hours. It was impossible to tell. Zoe's consciousness returned in scattered, cloudy waves, blurring her mind and twisting the events surrounding the crash into a disjointed and sour mess. She could remember the deer, and after that, there was only sound. A deep, mechanical growl of an engine that cut through the rioting insects in the trees. The tearing of warped, dented metal. The scraping of gravel as something heavy was dragged along its surface. She couldn't move. Her body, still ravaged by shock, couldn't feel. She thought perhaps someone had come across her and was taking her to safety. It wasn't long, however, before a single thought echoed through her mind and sent panic through her broken body. They're taking me back to that fucking town. So that was the teaser, The Disappearance of Zoe Wells by N. Murdock. I'm not going to make this outro long. Just, hopefully you guys enjoyed the teaser. We'll be back Monday with more full-length videos. Happy Halloween to everyone. And until I see you next time, sleep well.